Hello, truckers. It is a beautiful day for trucking in the USA. Today, we're up at Tacoma, Washington, headed up to Kent. Gonna run over here, picking up a Trackhoe, going to Salt Lake City. So let's go get this thing put on a trailer. So we're about a mile from Oregon right now, and as we go over the border here, that's going to mean that this is your 50th or the 48th state. 48th, yeah. You'll have been to all of the continental states. Which is actually one more than I have, because I haven't been to Rhode Island.
When? Oh man. Now next time I just have to drive.
Yeah.
Then I can say I've driven.
Yeah, well, we gotta get you up through the office, do all the drug tests and paperwork and all that fun stuff so you can.
Yes.
So.
This is really low for me.
Yeah, this bridge is just a little bit tight. Old bridge. This all used to be a 2-lane road.
No.
What?
2 lanes through here? This used to be 2 lanes, like one going each way?
Yep.
Yeah.
This is an old bridge. It was built probably in the 50s or 60s. And then they built that one a few years back.
Skills up. Oh, they don't have a welcome to... Oh, there's their welcome to Oregon sign. Damn it, it's not even that nice.
Yeah. And this scale is open. This scale is the most miserable piece of shit right here. Never dealt with people inside it. I've never been called in. It's just getting in and out of this thing. The traffic flow here is stupid. I mean, whoever designed this thing just needs to be beat over the head with a shovel, you know?
This is the one that you can easily go by. Because you have to get off the exit, go down the road and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have people tell me about the scale all the time, and they run it, and they get caught all the time. Because they just don't know about it.
Yeah.
Like that truck.
Well, he probably got pre-pass.
So do these. That company has pre-pass.
Keep left onto I-82.
Look at the way this is set up, though. Like, if you got to roll in here.
It's turbo. Yeah, get out of here, car. Get.
Car's going, oh, what do we do?
I know. Oh, everybody's going this way. Yeah, all 48 states. Woo! Now I just gotta go to Alaska and Hawaii.
Yeah.
And if I want to get really technical, I mean, I guess I could go to Puerto Rico.
That's not a state, it's a territory.
But still, it's part of the United States. It's a territory.
Yeah, but then you'd also have to go to Guam and Midway.
Well, I can go to Guam.
You know, per capita, Guam has like the highest rate of STD infection.
I'm so glad I know that now. Thank you.
Well, it's an island, and the only thing that comes there is a bunch of sailors. So,
Careful, my goddaughter lives there.
I'm just saying. Better warn her. Be like, hey.
My best friend lives there.
Oh, yeah. You can see why this is such a pain in the ass, though.
I mean, why? I bet they put it here just because they know so many trucks will go by and they know they can get the running the scale crap.
Oh, yeah.
Duty's running out. Maybe someone ran a scale. So what, you gonna go around, and then come back around, and get back?
Yeah, well, watch what happens when we're trying to leave here.
Back to that light, sit at the light, get back on.
In fact, I'm going to go ahead and hit the button on the dash cam so I know that it records everything here, because it'll record forward too. But
I guess so.
Get him back. Get him back. There's no one here to play with you. It's a scale house.
My dog got me out of a ticket of scale house.
Yeah. Get him back. But. Welcome to Oregon, right on the front of the building. I feel so welcome. So welcome. You know, instead of taking like 2 minutes to slow down, roll across, this takes about 10-15 minutes to get across a scale.
Oh, there's someone actually sitting there too.
Yeah, Washington earlier, they're having a party that had a hazmat truck in there with his back doors open, going through everything inside.
Looking for proper security.
Yeah. Guess not.
That's like what? How many scales is that now that we've gone over? They haven't told you? It's like
Oh, I mean, they're sitting there pulling up all our information in the computer, so they already know what I've got. You know?
I know, but that's like 4 scales we've gone over so far.
Right.
As compared to the other day when we were going through Wyoming.
Colorado.
Else, where it's like every single scale.
Depends on the state. Like everything they have out here, they've got like cameras that watch everything, and they know where you passed and everything else, because it's turned into like a total police state out here. I know somebody that got busted. He went by a scale that was closed, but the camera took a picture of his truck.
on Brownell
It recorded that he was there, and he rolled his logbook around. And they did an audit on his log, and they went back in and checked, and they found out like several locations where he changed his logbook. I was like, you can't be doing that shit this day and age. You know, there's cameras that can read text. They read license plates. They read the numbers on the side of your truck.
Yep.
You know, and that's where the government's heading. They want to track everything you do. So yeah, now to get out of here. At least we're not sitting in there.
Are there any trucks now?
Nope, doesn't look like it. And the funny thing about this scale is they don't have any lights up on the interstate there. Well, they got a couple, but if someone was feeling crafty, they could just kick the lights off and go burning by at night.
In 800 feet, turn
Not that I
left on
recommend that you
US
do that, but-
730, then take ramp right.
You know, I was lucky. I was with a company with a really good CSA record. My company, they had no reason to constantly pull us in. We had the new, like some of the newest equipment on the road, blah 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 blah, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I still am irritated that what happened in Maryland. You know, the first sign saying the scale, if it's flashing, the scale's open, was off.
Yeah.
And I was next to other trucks, so I couldn't see the side of the road. And they decided to pull me over as I'm going through the toll booth, as I'm passing. You know, I'm seeing all the trucks pull into the scale, so I was like, oh, I should probably go in there. And then I looked, and there's a cop. She's directing me to come to her.
Turn left on US 730, then take ramp right.
They wouldn't like me in that situation, because I'd be saying, well, let's take a walk.
Yeah.
Let's go take a look at your sign that's not on.
Oh, and I straight up told her that. She's like, yeah, well, this one says it's open. I mean, I didn't end up getting any warnings or citations or anything like that, because I had a chance.
But you can see what a mess it is getting out of this thing, can't you?
Absolutely.
I mean, you got a real crappy intersection here. The there's anyone caught at that light there, you gotta swing it really wide, then you gotta swing it really wide the other way to keep from taking anybody's hood off. Accelerate me in the right-hand lane. This is not going to end well for you.
Dumbass. Oh, now he's going to cut all the way over into the left lane. Yep. Idiot. I hate drivers like that.
Yeah, for what, 10 seconds?
Continue on I-82.
And he's probably going to top out at a lower speed than you anyway.
Yeah,
so.
probably. Oh, he's having a heck of a hard time pulling with me anyways. Silver Fox Transport.
Oh, at Boise, Idaho.
I'm not flashing him over. He can go fuck himself. You know, I don't get it. You know why people need to drive like that? The whole way by, he's mean mugging me and all that shit. You know, it just...
We're all out here to do the same job. Get
Yeah.
over it. We have enough issues to deal with when it comes to weather hazards and other drivers. Or we should be so mean to each other. It's not. And the sad part is that's happened because of these big companies making, paying drivers no money, running drivers ragged, and it's made it more of a competition now than.
Yeah.
And no one wants to help anybody else because if you help some, say someone parked next to me had an issue and I tried to help them with my truck, something happened to my truck, it's on me.
Yeah.
My company would have no sympathy for me trying to help out another driver.
Yeah.
And that's what's made it like this.
Well, back in the golden old days, if you would pull over on the side of the road, I mean, even when
Other trucks would pull over to help
yeah,
you.
well, even when I first started driving, like there's a couple of times I pulled over just to check chains and stuff, I'd get back in and guys would be yelling at me on the CB saying, hey, you need help? And it might have been just like, I know one time I had a strap fall out of the rub rail. I had to, hop out and put it all back together. And, I had drivers asking me if everything was okay on the CB, checking it out. You never see that today. And, granted, yeah, we've got cell phones now. That technology has changed that a little bit.
But still, now drivers can't even bother to move over out of the fucking right lane if you're pulled over on the side of the road.
Right. And if you pull over in front of them when you're going slower than they are, because there's somebody over in this lane, when they come around you, they're like flipping you off and getting mad at you. That's the part that really gets me. It's not that hard just to share the road. And I think what's done a lot to do that is these neutered trucks.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Where you're stuck at 62 miles an hour all day long. If you set your foot on the floor, it's not going any faster. So when guys have to slow down a little bit, they can't make that time back.
Nope.
And I think it puts more pressure on the driver to keep that truck moving,
Well, and then you get like I would joke with other people. I think I joked about it with you on the phone. Sometimes, I'd come up on a Swift, Prime, Creed, whatever, whoever else is set at 62.
Yeah.
I'd come up on them, and I'd be set at 62 1/4, and they'd be 62 or 61 3/4. And it'd be like, if I try to set my cruise, I'm gonna be too close to them.
Yeah.
So I try to pass them, and then it's a battle of the 62 mile an hour trucks.
Yeah.
And it sucks. It totally sucks because I don't want to have to slow down to stay behind them because they can't stay a steady speed. But then I don't want to pull over into the left lane and try to pass them and block everybody up behind me because I know I'm a rolling roadblock.
Yeah. And when you have a truck that's not cut down like that, like with this one, yeah, I get out there, I can stroll up to about 75 miles an hour with this truck here. And yeah, that's enough to get around anybody. And it does have a limiter that cuts this one at 75, which when we go in and we get it turned up from 475 to 550, I'm getting that limiter taken off and it'll be wide open. And you know, then get the new turbo on this thing and get the intercooler that I'm getting for it, and get the flash on the ECM I'm getting for it. This thing's going to get out there and strut its stuff. But you know, having a truck like that does take responsibility too. The problem is these big mega carriers, they have tried to dumb it down to where they can put the lowest common denominator in a truck and have that person go make money for them. Instead of looking for a qualified driver, someone that's going to be a professional, that's going to do the best job they can do, that's going to do the job as safely as they can, someone that cares about the condition of the cargo, they've tried to just dumb it down to the point where they can stick anybody in that truck and that person can go drive and make that money. And you know, it's a practice, you know, which I really, the problem I really have with it is like how they have it set up where they can train their own people. You know, they can train anybody they want to. And some of these places, like I know CR England, for example, they own a driver's school where they actually they pay the tester's wages. So the tester that does the driver's license exams is their employee. Well, yeah, he's not going to fail anybody. You know, he's getting paid not to.
Yeah, and like my company, they have one school that they run out of the yard, Stevens Yard, and then the ones that I know of, like when I went into orientation, I went to school up in Colorado. They called it a Stevens school, but it was another school. But the school, when you sit down and you sign the contract, they say, look, sign this contract and you don't have to pay a dime because you're going to go to Stevens.
Right.
And you're going to go to Stevens for 2 years. That's the contract you sign. They don't give you a Warner contract. They don't give you any other company contract. The only contract they hand out to you is a Stevens contract. And they have a representative from Stevens at that school.
Right.
And I know Stevens has a school in Florida, a school in Iowa or Illinois, one of those two, and a school in Houston, Texas, Lone Star College.
But still, when you took the test, was it a representative from the school that was the examiner, or was it the state?
It was my trainer.
Really? It was
my trainer tested me.
See, that's wrong. You know, it should be. That's one of the problems we have in the business is when you're proving your competency out here on the road, it should be to a third-party tester that doesn't know you from Adam, or you know, in your case, Eve, that doesn't know you from anybody else, that has no vested interest in whether or not you pass the test. They're there to give you an objective certification. Because in that situation, of course, the trainer's going to pass you. You develop a relationship with someone after that time in class, and they're not going to set you back.
Yeah, so at my school, they had 4 certified testers that were also trainers. The guy that trained me, the guy that tested me, was the guy that taught me how to do a pre-trip on a truck. And, you know, the guy that taught me how to drive the truck was not the one that tested me. He was not a certified tester. But still, they were all, you were around these people the whole time you were up at that school.
So, yeah, it's the people that were training you, testing you. And that, it shouldn't be that way, you know, because when I got my license, I went out, you know, the guy that I started working for, I went out with him on the truck a little bit. He started showing me what was going on. I rode with his boys some, and a lot of the knowledge was passed down. Like, we'd go out to get lunch almost every day and just sit down there and I'd, you know, listen to everything that he had to say. And that's how I absorbed the information and got to know what I did. And then we'd go out to the truck and he'd show me different things on it. And then he sent me out with one of his drivers for a couple of months to go learn how to drive on the road. You know, I got my permit and I learned on the road.
In 1 mile, keep left to
because of that, I learned quite a bit. And then I had to go prove myself to one of the state testers.
Yeah, that was the one thing. I don't have to worry about it now. But when I passed my test, I got... When I passed my written, I passed my written. I went and took my written at the DMV. Everybody does. But everybody kind of laughed at me or was jealous of me because I only had to take 1 test when I went to the DMV instead of 3 because I already had my CDL.
Yeah.
So after I took that, after you took the skills test, maneuvering, driving, all that, you got the state thing that you bring to the DMV, that little card that they fill out. And then you also get another card that I had to keep in my wallet for a year. that if I got pulled into a
Keep
scale,
left onto I-84 East.
it was saying that a certified person tested me instead of a state official, and that card made it so that any DOT officer could have pulled me off the road and made me go through that whole entire test over again. For the year, the first year I had my license.
But if you didn't present them with that card, how would they
Continue on
know?
road.
I don't know. I guess it's some sort of, I don't know. Maybe it's some sort of mark on your license. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
I never got pulled into a scale the first year, and I never had a DOT officer talk to me the first year I drove.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they told us that, like, they straight up told us, they're like, look, because you tested here, you can get retested by a DOT officer for the next year. You know, they told us that, and I was fine with it. I was like, whatever, you know, as long as he lets me test in my own vehicle, you know, so I don't have to get into a truck that I can't reach the clutch, double clutch.
Right.
You know,
that's a shame. About it is, it's the greed in the industry is really what's hurting it. It's these people that have, well, it's just I'm going to get every truck on the road that I can, safety be damned, and let's put as many people behind them, and just move as much freight. And it's like there's a quote out there. I'm not entirely for sure, but I believe that it's attributed to J.B. Hunt. And what he said was, I would rather have 1% of what 1,000 trucks make than 100% of what one truck does. And there's some logic in that. Yeah, there's more money in having that 1% of 1,000 trucks versus 100% of one. But when you cut down the margins that low and you make everything so tight, you wind up in the situation. Whoa,
that's not a good advertisement for a trailer sale.
No.
Come buy trailers for us. They split in half.
Or hit the button so you guys can see what we're talking about there. But yeah, it's that greed. It just has brought the lowest common denominator into the industry, and those people are the ones that have had the wrecks. They're the ones that have killed people. They're the ones that have driven like total asshats on the road. And what it's done is it's brought the call for more regulation in, and with that more regulation, it drives the good people out of the industry. I mean, there's a lot of very qualified people that have just said, hey, I've had enough, I'm going back to a desk job. Or, I've had enough, I'm just going to go drive local. And over the road, when I first started, it was a whole lot of fun. It was still kind of the Wild West. We were still out here. There's a lot of crap you could get away with. And, today you just can't do that. They've got too many things that they check up on you. It's become too much of a police state. It's become too Orwellian, and you spend so much time worrying about whether or not you're going to get busted just for doing your job. It's ridiculous.
Oh, remember when you're on the phone with me and I'd be like sitting there debating whether to go here or there because I wasn't sure if I was going to be allowed to go over here this way or what I could get for fuel that way. Like,
yeah. I
was constantly hitting walls in each direction because I didn't know which rule I wanted to break to get my job done.
Yeah. And, that shouldn't be the choice that the driver has to make. And so that's a bad deal when that happens. And really, the only way we're going to fix this industry, quite frankly, is we need more participation from drivers in getting it fixed. Organizations like OIDA and ATA, they do a good thing for us, but you need to be more involved with those organizations. I mean, if you're a driver, you need to be a member of OIDA. That's just one of the things I can't stress enough. I mean, I've been a long-term, OIDA member and continue to be so today. More than happy to throw money at them sometimes. They're good folks over there. They fight for us. They're trying to take California on with this thing California did, saying, any truck 2006 and older can't come in the state anymore. It's just ridiculous. So there's a lot of things like that have to be accounted for. So really, we want to you want to get involved, and even if it's just getting involved by contacting your state legislators and letting them know how you feel about things, because if we don't do anything about it, it'll just continue. Don't stand up as an industry. So Twin Falls, Idaho. And it is, what, are we day 3 of this one already? Yeah, we're day 3. Because we got cut off at the state line last night because you can't drive in Idaho at night. So by the time, we ran in fog all day yesterday and got to the state line. So we got cut off at the state line last night. And then today, got up, got running. I stopped and took care of a little something. I'm not going to say what it is yet, but I've got another surprise brewing. So that's going to be really cool if it happens. And then we're kind of got that happening. And then we're going to be kicking on down here to Salt Lake. Can't get delivered today because we're going to run into the curfew zone at the top of Salt Lake, which is still like an hour and a half from where we're delivering. So we stopped, got the truck washed. Streak and Beacon lived up to their name because they missed a bunch of stuff on the truck. So when I get into Salt Lake City, I'm going to take it down to the Beacon there and be like, what the crap, guys? Like, this is some major stuff you missed. Like the front wheels.
And the windshield.
And the windshield, yeah. Front wheels and windshield. Missed completely. Did a good job on the motor, but they got the back of the trailer good. Got the deck of the trailer clean. Got the neck of the trailer clean after I pointed out to them, but did not get the windshield.
And we gotta get all the dog slobber.
Yeah, Dexter's been doing his nose painting on the windows, so we gotta clean that up.
All the dog slobber off the window.
So, really want to get new doors on this truck. I want to put daylight doors on it real bad, but that's probably the plan is, I mean, I was wanting to get this truck painted this spring, but it's probably going to be this fall before I do it. Actually, what I'm thinking is probably shut down for, like, Christmas next year, and probably take it all in, get it painted then, because I'm probably going to have Peterbilt to Joplin do the paint on it, because they do really good work down there, and I really want to make this truck nice. I love this truck. I don't foresee myself getting rid of it anytime soon, so I'm okay with putting some money in. It'll probably cost about 20 grand to have them painted, so we'll need to save that up this year. But it'll definitely be worth it, because next year I'd really like to be able to hit the truck shows next year, and I'd like to have a truck that's worth showing. I want to get some stacks on it, a couple of things like that. Probably pretty soon here we're going to be looking at getting some full fenders on it. So got something happening there, and then I need to get a headache rack for this thing pretty quick. And yeah, because we're running out of storage in this thing really fast. So that's something I definitely want to get done soon. So probably coming into next winter, get the truck painted, or it might even be next spring. I might even wait until next spring, just because I don't want to get the truck a nice brand new paint job and then all of a sudden be sitting there running in the winter time, having to get messed up by all the crap on the roads. But we'll see on that one. The jury's still out there, and when the timeline for that's going to be, because I do have some other things that are priorities in front of that. Tonight when we get down here to Salt Lake City, or actually tomorrow when I get down to Salt Lake City, I need to see if I can find some steer tires for this truck. I tried finding some last night and they didn't have any. Also got to go get the oil change, so go do oil change, get the steers put on. Got to get a new dipstick because my dipstick disappeared. So I have electrical tape over the little hole there right now. So yeah, just the little things right now. But hopefully we'll get that taken care of. And then get this delivered. What I'm really worried about is getting loads into, or getting something coming out of Salt Lake City, because as of yet, it's Thursday afternoon now. We're going to be delivering Friday morning. And because the way they do their curfew down there, you can't run at night with this load in Utah unless you have a pilot car. Well, I don't have a pilot car. So in order to do that, what I'd have to do is I have to wait until 9 a.m. tomorrow morning at the top end of the curfew zone. And it's still about another hour to hour and 15 minutes from there down to where it is that we're delivering. So that puts me in just a little bit of a time crunch, because I have to get whatever it is I'm I'm loading on the trailer by the end of the day tomorrow. And if I don't get out of the city by 3 o'clock, if it's something that's more than 10 feet wide, I don't get to move until 9 o'clock Saturday morning. So, that creates a big issue right there. So that's what we're trying to get figured out right now. And so basically tomorrow morning I got to be sitting there, which is nice because I could sleep in. That's the one end of it. I could sleep in until about 8:30, which I do like.
You'll be sleeping in, I'll be sitting up here waiting to
Yeah. Yeah, which she hasn't done her drug test and all that stuff yet, so she can't drive yet. So, which I mean, she won't be driving for a couple of weeks anyways, because she's still learning how all the stuff on the truck works and everything. But once she's able to drive, it's going to be real nice, because she'll get up in the morning, do the morning driving. I'll do the evening driving, is how we're planning on doing it. And when we're on loads where we can run them 24 hours, we're just going to get that stuff done. And make some miles, so the dimensional freight will be nice for that. But we'll have to see how that goes here. But got some good things in the works here. I'm just kind of hoping we don't have any issues tomorrow. That's going to be interesting. Nice looking trucks over there. I told you this is Kenworth country.
Yeah, I know. That was a really nice green and white one over there.
Yeah.
Great.
But we did take a couple of pictures, and I'll have those posted up while we're talking here. We'll do our little picture-in-picture thing. I really love the way this truck looks when it's clean. When I get it repainted, I don't know if I'm going to do it this color again, or maybe a little bit darker blue. Because I've seen a darker blue out there that I really love, and I've been seriously considering painting this truck that color. We'll just have to see what happens. I mean, it all depends. And I know, I mean, I'm eventually wanting to get rid of this trailer. You know, I'm not very happy with this jet trailer. We're going to be doing a review on it here pretty soon. Maybe this weekend, if we have the time, I can finally get around to doing the truck tour video. Like last night, we were out fixing the lights on the trailer because the wiring on it just keeps getting eaten through because it's not very good wiring. And so, like, I pull out the switch from my wigwags on the back of the trailer and stop working. For those of you who don't know, the wigwags are the flashing lights that go side to side on the back of the trailer.
The wigwag.
Yeah, they wigwag like a dog's tail. But the wigwag lights had quit working, so I pulled the switch out of there, and I just pulled this big rat's nest of wiring out of there with it. Like, it's a brand new trailer. This trailer is a little over a year old. I know the company I'm leased to, they bought it new in October of 2013. So this trailer is about a year and 3 months old now. Yeah, a year and 3 months old. So you know that's never been apart. And just from the factory for that to be wired like that, I was like, oh my God. So, you know, I'm not very happy with how this thing was put together. I think it could have been done a lot better. So got that going. And just one of my little complaints and grievances, I guess. So got that fixed last night, and then I still have to get the pony motor fixed because right now the ground wire went to crap on it. So every time I want to use the pony motor, I have to hook jumper cables up to it, which is a real pain in the butt. Which, I mean, I've been doing it, but it's still not my favorite thing to deal with.
It's one more thing.
So yeah.
It's one more thing for me to have to remember.
Yeah, that is. So what we're going to see tonight, I'm going to see if I can find like an inverter wiring kit, and I can at least get a temporary cable spliced up on there, and you know, get it to where I don't have to screw with it anymore. And then a little bit later on, I can get it fixed the right way. I just think it's ridiculous that a brand new trailer you'd have those kinds of issues. So.
Like they used to.
Yeah, well, no, they do make them like they used to. It's called the Trail King, which is what I'd like to get eventually, but they're damn expensive. Or a Kozad. I'd take a Kozad too, because I really like Kozad trailers, but I'm probably going to wind up with the Trail King when I do wind up buying a trailer, which I don't know how far out that's going to be. But the thing I like about going with Trail King is they're in, I think it's Mitchell, South Dakota, so we run right by them on I-90, which means if I need to go in there for anything, the factory's right there where I can get to it. So I like that idea quite a bit. So, I mean, but I mean, a brand new Trail King, you start pricing what a brand new Trail King costs. I was looking at, because I mean, I really want a 65 ton. I want a 65 ton modular deck drop frame, and that is not a cheap trailer by any means, because I want to do a triple axle, you know, just like this is, the rear axle lift, and so you're talking some money there. So it is what it is, I guess. Anyways, though, we'll catch up with you guys from down Salt Lake City.